Yeah, after that disappointing performance in that last level, hopefully you can make up for it in the Forest Naval. I mean, if I'm gonna lose that much Pikmin to some Bulborbs and whatnot, there will definitely be a lot of deaths, a lot of struggling to be had in these later levels. Make no mistake, they will get more difficult. So I need to up it up a bit. I need to start performing better. I'm gonna say, once again, yellows will not be of as importance, except for maybe this one part that came to mind. But we'll get to it when we cross that bridge. And it's probably not going to be on this day either. So yeah. You'll most certainly make very good use of your blue Pikmin. There is more H2O to have to wait on through in these later levels than what we face in the first two. And not only bring out reds because they're obviously the strongest, but there's some fire enemies that have to be dealt with. No, you're already flowered. And it's gonna have one hell of a time. Hot like hell of a time if we don't bring them fiery reds. So let's just lengthen that wood before we grab some bombs. And there's clearly more than 7, the amount I picked up last time I was here. I clearly didn't have my Pikmin search thoroughly enough. Or is it actually random? Well, whatever the case. Why aren't you going up with him? There you go, little guy. Let's blow up some walls, and there is another place, like in the opposite side. We can fetch some more explosive material. So we might be able to break down all the walls. Probably not, but at least come close to it. While this game received positive reviews, one thing that some people didn't like was having to feel pressured, having to get off this planet in 30 days or less. I do understand their point of view, but I never disliked that idea at all. I mean, I don't think this game is too difficult for most people. Even though it's never played a strategy game, probably won't find it too difficult to find every single part until then. I mean, it is kind of an easy game. A lot of the challenge comes from preventing your Pikmin from dying. And of course, finishing this game in like a third of the time or so. Once again, replaying through the main game, trying to find ways to save time, trying to find quick ways to... We gotta get that bread bug. I completely forgot about it. Different ways to save time and find the parts within the fewest stays possible. It adds to replay value. I mean, it does make it just about worth the $50 it was back then. Okay, here's what we need to do with that bread bug. It's over there. First, we need some bait. And by bait, well, first of all, we need to wait for those pellet flowers to grow. Okay, so that's how much damage it does. Or I could just, keep throwing Pikmin at it. But the bait is, if you have some pellets dropped, the bread bug will carry them, and then you can carry that along with the bread bug and deal a lot of damage towards it. Since I had a few of my Pikmin land on it, should be able to kill it once it makes it to one of the onions. Bring out some more bait. Make sure it doesn't come back to whichever bait you're not paying attention to. It's kind of all the way back there. I don't know why I say kind of, but we will kind of pick this part up quickly. So I'll have my Pikmin work on that while at it. Take a good look at it. Where's that bread bug? I'm not seeing it. Guess I'll have to wait on it for a while. No. I'm in need of ye. There it is. We just have to wait for it to pick up one of them pellets. If I'm not mistaken, if it brings one of your Pikmin to hole with it instead of bringing the bread bug back to the onion, you will lose that Pikmin. Alright. It's been built now. Come on up here. Will it take the bait? Looks like it. Now, do your stuff. It's a part that I could have, gotten over with earlier, but better late than never. Another thing that's in the realm of me, better late than never, is that I finally picked up a flat screen TV. It's not too large. It's about 25 inches, but it is larger than my old TV, and yeah, I am late to have picked up some high definition, but again, better late than never. I am pretty content with it. It is able to play 1080p. So, of course, that won't make my games look any better. I need some better recording software. If I can get to play DVD quality, I can at least do that, but recording games in HD, even just in widescreen, that's out of the question for now. So, yeah. Wasn't even that much Pikmin, but whatever. Right. Let's break that wall down. Not that I'll have enough, but, make a little bit of progress on it. Nope. You, out of the way. You can throw, multiple Pikmin. Maximum's probably, 5 before they get caught in the explosion. But 3 is the maximum I'm gonna go for. So many of your Pikmin could bite the dust if you are not incredibly careful about it. No, I didn't want that one Pikmin to take it all for itself. You greedy jerk. You're supposed to take it in groups. While I have him take on the bridge, I'll bring the Reds down here. I don't know why I wasn't paying attention, but I was clearly missed these. Again, there's some up there before that I, again, somehow missed. Okay, before those other colored Pikmin become victims, let's head down there and finish these Blowhogs. I will most certainly try to take a good chunk of it to a blue onion, but I'm going to need those blues to begin with, so I'll have to do So on the way back, I guess. Okay, after it does that, that should do a good chunk of damage. You see the pattern I'm going for? Once it flings some Pikmin off, have a bunch of Pikmin go wailing on it. Don't just wail on it harshly at first. So if I can do that, maybe I'll have the blues up there as well, if I can throw them up there. You'll be sitting out for now, blues. Actually, I may as well get these two up there as well. Still, despite some complaints about the game, I hate those enemies so much. They're almost as bad as those Berlin Snagrets. Almost. They're only better in the sense that they don't take as long to defeat. I was gonna say that I'm glad this game still received positive reception. I mean, there's, not gonna lie, quite a bit of complaint, quite a bit of bitching when it came to the GameCube's library when the 6th generation was still a thing. Pretty much the only Nintendo franchises that people didn't whine about were Metroid Prime, F-Zero, Smash Brothers, and this. I mean, maybe Fire Emblem, Path of Radiance or whatever got a good reception, but the rest of the Nintendo franchises, oh, Big N fans were whiny over. And it certainly didn't bring the Big N haters to the Big N side. Okay, let's bring some more up there. Quickly now. Quickly now, quickly now. I don't even care if it's the right color. I'm just gonna bring some up there anyways. There should be no more enemies up there, so hopefully everything will be hunky-dory. Whatever, 1 or 2 different colors is not gonna bring it to the wrong one. Let's just get that part, however much it takes. And there are some bombs on the other side. Maybe I'll have time for it. But like just barely. Should probably not. I'm gonna have to build that as well. I'm not even gonna bother. I'm still gonna be a couple parts to be added. Made good enough progress. And not too many deaths either. It's mostly that whatever the enemy's called. I'm ashamed to have not remembered as many of the enemy names as I should, since I am quite aware of the Pikmin franchise. Still, the names I do know, they're such fun names to say. Puffly Blowhog, Fiery Blowhog, Beady Longlegs, Spurring Snagret, Giant Bullbear, Giant Bulborb. I nominate Pikmin for having the best enemy names in history. I seriously do. Love the choices. Alright, so okay, that's another part. Banzai. We don't get to see it add to the ship, but it's in there, clearly. Hence the title of the name, even though it's named after the cube's original name. while I did like the GameCube overall, it's probably my least favorite console. While there's some bitching that I strongly disagree with, some of the franchises also came off as disappointing to me, like Kirby's Era. There was the only Kirby game, and that was just a spin-off. Mario Sunshine, not a bad game in itself, but focused too heavily on dousing some ink and fire and such. The Mario spin-offs there's too many of them, and some of them weren't as good as the N64 counterparts. There wasn't any Yoshi games. While I like Star Fox Assault, it was a pretty short game. Wish it was a little longer for not having multiple paths. In the Pokemon Coliseum, I did not like the idea of snagging Pokemon as opposed to just going to the wild and catching Pokemon on their own. I've played very little of Gale of Darkness, but at least there, you could, to a certain extent, do that. Find some Pokemon in certain areas, as opposed to stealing them from trainers. Triple fours. Didn't do too bad this time around. But the rest of the franchise, I mean, I still like the ones I listed, but I mean, even the ones I did like could have been longer or could have been improved in some ways.